Hello and welcome to the Hawk Central Huddle from the Moines Register. I am your host, Chris Cuellar. With me, as always, Hawkeye columnist Chad Leistikow. Chad, Iowa is coming off a 44-41 overtime win in the Cy-Hawk series against Iowa State. We're entering a week against North Texas right before we enter Big Ten play. It is an exciting time of year, but coming off the rivalry game, I think moods are high in Iowa City.
Yeah, I think so, especially with the offense. We can maybe get to the defense later,
Sure.
but a lot of excitement, I think, brimming, and deservedly so with how Iowa is moving the ball across the field. I mean, last year I wrote in my column after the game, I mean, it was hard to complete a forward pass in 2016,
Yes.
and now you see 9 different receivers involved, 5 touchdown passes from Nate Stanley. I just like the variety of ways that Brian Ferentz has gotten guys open. And he hasn't abandoned the running game or Iowa's style in the
Sure.
process. I believe it was 41 rushes and 41 passes on Saturday. Really, really nice game from him. And I think I said this week 1. I'll say it again week 2. I think the ceiling continues to go up for this Iowa team. I like what I've seen so far.
What kind of adjustments do you think they need to make entering North Texas now? Last non-conference test before heading into Penn State.
Yeah, air raid offense coming to Kinnick Stadium. It's
slinging it all over the place.
Yeah, not the Dan McCarney North Texas of 2 years ago. They're averaging 580 yards a game. Their quarterback threw for 424 yards a game, or last week against SMU in a loss.
But
I think the adjustments there are defensively. I think you'll just see a little bit more practice in dime coverage,
Sure.
which Iowa's going to use a lot this week. They used some against the Cyclones as well. That'll help them. And they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're not happy about giving up 41 points to Iowa State,
Sure.
to anybody. Last time Iowa gave up 41 points, that was to Penn State a year ago, and they buckled down after that. So let's see what happens this week.
Fans are expecting a win. This is why you kind of schedule these games right before the tough conference haul comes. What are you expecting to see? What would be a success in your eyes for the Hawkeyes on Saturday?
Yeah, I think right now, given Ike Botker being out for the year now with an Achilles injury, Josie Jewell sprained his ankle on that David Montgomery touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
I think you want to get out of this game with a convincing win and get your starters out as early as possible. You got to win the game, and
Sure.
it's never easy in college football. I get that, but this is a week where you really want to get Akram Wadley's touches maybe below 10. You want to get James Butler involved, Torrin Young involved.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get none of the linebackers besides the main 3 have played actual scrimmage snaps.
Sure.
These are things that you really want to develop, and I think a lot of fans would maybe like to see Tyler Wiegers too, just get his feet wet in case Stanley goes down. So. A lot of freshmen that we've talked about over and over. Tristan Wirfs, maybe he gets on the field this week. Maybe Brandon Smith gets his first catch this week. Let's see what Amir Smith-Marset does for an encore.
Another true freshman.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting sub-storylines this week.
You can follow all of our coverage leading up to the game and after the game on HawkCentral.com and on the free Hawk Central app. For Chad Leistikow, I'm Chris Cuellar. Thanks so much for joining us.